Hey everyone, thanks so much for all the support and for being amazing subscribers. Your likes and comments mean the world to me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss out on more stories like this one. Alright, let's dive into this wild office romance. I started at this big corporate job a couple of years ago, fresh out of college, diving headfirst into the world of spreadsheets and endless meetings. It was one of those massive companies where everyone blends into the background. Rows of desks, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, and the constant hum of keyboards. The policy was strict: no dating coworkers. It was drilled into us during orientation, something about avoiding conflicts of interest and keeping things professional. I didn't think much of it at first. I was there to climb the ladder, not find love. But then there was this colleague in my department. We worked on the same team, handling client accounts and crunching numbers late into the night. It started innocently enough: shared glances during team huddles, quick chats by the coffee machine about weekend plans or the latest project deadlines. One evening, after everyone else had left, we were both pulling an all-nighter on a big presentation. The office was eerily quiet, just the two of us surrounded by glowing screens and empty takeout containers. We talked about everything and nothing. Life goals, favorite movies, the frustrations of corporate life. There was this undeniable chemistry, like we'd known each other forever. As the clock ticked past midnight, a casual brush of hands turned into something more. A kiss that felt electric, forbidden in that sterile environment. We pulled back, both wide-eyed, knowing we'd crossed a line. "We can't do this," I whispered, but the spark was already lit. From that night on, we kept it secret. Stolen moments in the supply closet, quick texts under the table during meetings, and weekend meetups far from the office crowd. It was thrilling at first. The adrenaline of sneaking around made everything feel intense. We'd act like mere acquaintances at work, exchanging polite nods in the hallways, but our eyes would linger just a second too long. The risks were real, though. Rumors spread like wildfire in that place. I'd heard stories of people getting fired for less, a casual fling exposed by an email trail or a nosy HR rep. We promised each other to be careful, to keep emotions in check during work hours. But as weeks turned into months, it got harder. Feelings deepened. What started as attraction evolved into something genuine. Late-night calls turned into confessions of how much we meant to each other. One close call early on, during a team-building event, we ended up paired for a group activity. Our hands touched accidentally, and I felt my face flush. A coworker noticed and joked about it, but we laughed it off. That night, we agreed to set ground rules: no physical contact at work, no personal talks in the office. It worked for a while, but the secrecy added pressure. I started feeling paranoid, wondering if anyone suspected. Was that glance from the manager meaningful? Did the IT guy monitor our chats? Still, the highs outweighed the lows. Those hidden dates were magical: picnics in quiet parks, movie nights at home with the curtains drawn. We dreamed about a future where we didn't have to hide. But reality crept in. Promotions were on the line, and neither of us could afford to lose our jobs. The company was cutthroat, performance reviews were brutal, and any distraction could tank your career. By the end of that first phase, I was hooked. This wasn't just a fling, it was real. But the weight of the secret was starting to press down. Little did I know, things were about to get complicated with a new player in the mix. As our relationship settled into a rhythm, the office became a minefield of pretense. Mornings started with me arriving early, sipping coffee alone at my desk, scrolling through emails while my heart raced at the thought of seeing my colleague walk in. We'd exchange a neutral good morning, like everyone else, but inside, it was fireworks. The challenge was maintaining that facade all day: no lingering eye contact, no inside jokes that could give us away. Lunch breaks were the hardest. The team often ate together in the break room, sharing stories about their weekends. I'd force myself to talk about fictional solo adventures, watched a movie alone, or just chilled at home, while knowing we'd spent those hours wrapped up in each other. My colleague was a pro at it, steering conversations away from anything personal. But sometimes, a shared memory would bubble up, and we'd have to bite our tongues. We developed codes. A certain emoji in a work chat meant, "miss you," or tapping a pen twice during meetings signaled, "let's meet after." It felt like being in a spy movie, but the stakes were our livelihoods. The company's no fraternization policy wasn't just words. It came with real consequences. Annual HR trainings reminded us of lawsuits, harassment claims, and immediate termination for violations. Outside work, things were bliss. We'd escape to neutral spots, coffee shops in distant neighborhoods, hikes on unmarked trails, where we could be ourselves. Conversations flowed about dreams beyond the cubicle, starting something of our own, maybe a small consulting firm. But those talks always circled back to the elephant in the room. How long could we keep this up? Tension built during a big project crunch. We were assigned to collaborate closely, which meant late nights again. One evening, alone in the conference room, temptation won the county. A quick embrace turned passionate, and we almost got caught when the janitor knocked. We jumped apart, hearts pounding, and vowed no more risks at work. But the incident shook us. Paranoia set in. Coworkers started noticing subtle changes. One asked if I was seeing someone because I seemed happier lately. I deflected with a laugh, but inside I panicked. My colleague faced similar probes, questions about weekend plans that felt too pointed. We started varying our routines, arriving at different times, avoiding shared elevators. The emotional toll crept up. Secrecy bred doubt. Was this worth it? Late-night arguments via text. What if we're found out? But we'd always reconcile, reaffirming our connection. It was during one of those vulnerable moments that we admitted love for the first time, whispered over a phone call, miles apart. As months passed, the thrill faded into routine stress. We craved normalcy, holding hands in public, introducing each other to friends. But the job paid well, and quitting wasn't an option yet. Little cracks appeared, jealousy over innocent work interactions with others, exhaustion from the double life. Then a new hire joined the team, ambitious, sharp-eyed, always probing for gossip. At first, it seemed harmless. Friendly chats, offers to grab coffee. But something felt off. This coworker started lingering near our desks, commenting on our good teamwork. We brushed it off, but unease grew. Unbeknownst to us, this was the start of the unraveling. The new coworker integrated quickly, earning praise from higher-ups for fresh ideas and overtime dedication. At first, interactions were professional, group emails, collaborative docs. But soon, this person targeted my colleague and me with subtle digs. During meetings, they'd say things like, "You two seem to sync up so well," almost like you rehearse. We'd laugh it off, but the comments lingered. Jealousy became apparent. This coworker vied for the same promotion we were all eyeing, and rumors spread about their cutthroat tactics in past jobs. One day, I overheard them gossiping in the break room about office secrets and how some people think rules don't apply. My stomach dropped. Were they onto us? We amped up caution. No more coded messages, strict boundaries at work. But the pressure mounted. My colleagues started getting extra assignments from this person, who had somehow wormed into a semi-lead role. It felt like sabotage. Deadlines shifted. Feedback overly critical. During a team outing, this coworker cornered me, asking pointed questions. "Seeing anyone special? You look distracted lately." I mumbled something vague, but their smirk said they knew more. Paranoia peaked when I found an anonymous note on my desk. "Secrets don't stay hidden forever." Was it them? We debated confronting, but without proof, It was risky. Instead, we leaned on each other more outside work, planning escapes to forget the drama. The turning point came during a company audit. Files were reviewed, emails scanned. We panicked, double-checking our digital trails. No incriminating messages. But what if? This coworker volunteered to assist the audit team, positioning themselves as helpful. Whispers circulated. They were digging into personal lives. Emotional strain hit hard. Fights erupted over small things. A delayed text response sparked accusations of disinterest. We questioned if the relationship could survive the secrecy. But in quiet moments, we'd reaffirm this was worth fighting for. As suspicion thickened, we noticed patterns. This coworker following us on social media, which we kept private, lingering after hours. One night, leaving separately, I spotted them watching from the parking lot. It was creepy, escalating from professional rivalry to something personal. We decided to gather evidence discreetly, noting incidents, saving emails. But the fear was real. Exposure could mean job loss, ruined reputations. Little did we know, the confrontation was looming. The tension boiled over during a high-stakes client pitch. Our team presented, and everything went smoothly until this coworker interjected with corrections that undermined our work. Post-meeting, the manager pulled us aside, praising the team effort, but hinting at internal discord. It felt orchestrated. That evening, my colleague and I met in a secluded spot to debrief. Emotions ran high, anger at the sabotage, fear of exposure. We pieced together clues. This coworker had been asking around about our personal lives, even befriending HR contacts. A mutual acquaintance warned us. I bragged about uncovering dirt for leverage. We confronted subtly at first, a casual chat where we asked about the note. They denied it with a sly grin, but their eyes betrayed knowledge. Things escalated. Anonymous emails to the manager hinting at inappropriate conduct between team members. No specifics, but enough to trigger an inquiry. HR called us in separately for routine checks. Questions were vague. Any conflicts? We denied, but sweat beaded on my forehead. My colleague later confessed the same terror. We knew this coworker was behind it. Their promotion hung in the balance, and eliminating competition was their game. The stress affected our relationship. Sleepless nights, constant vigilance. We argued about quitting. One wanted to fight, the other to flee. But unity prevailed. We brainstormed exits. Starting our own venture seemed viable. We had skills, savings, ideas for a niche service. A bombshell dropped. During a late shift, I caught this coworker snooping on my computer. They claimed helping, but I saw a deleted search history. We reported it anonymously, but nothing happened. They had allies upstairs. Climax hit at a company event. Amid mingling, this coworker cornered my colleague, whispering threats. I know about you two. Step aside for the promotion, or it goes public. Blackmail confirmed. We were furious, but proof was thin. That night, we decided, no more hiding. We'd gather evidence, confront head-on, and if needed, walk away. The relationship, tested by fire, grew stronger. We envisioned freedom. No policies dictating love. But the battle wasn't over. With evidence in hand, screenshots of suspicious emails, witness statements from allies, we approached HR together, framing it as workplace harassment without revealing our secret. The inquiry deepened, pulling in this coworker for questioning. They denied everything, but cracks showed. Inconsistencies in stories, defensive outbursts. The office buzzed with tension. Whispers about drama spread, but we stayed composed. Our performance didn't slip. If anything, it sharpened our focus. Behind scenes, we prepared resumes, networked discreetly for opportunities. Confrontation came in a mediated meeting. This coworker accused us of collusion, hinting at our relationship without proof. Probed, but we held firm. Professional only. The lack of evidence worked in our favor. The focus shifted to their behavior. Outcome: they received a warning, demoted subtly. But victory felt hollow. Trust in the company eroded. We realized the environment was toxic, policy or not. In private, we solidified plans. Resigned together, launch a freelance business. Savings covered the gap. Skills complemented each other perfectly. Excitement replaced fear. Visions of flexible hours, no hiding. Resignation day was nerve-wracking. We submitted notices separately, citing new opportunities. The manager was surprised but understanding. As we cleared desks, a final glance across the room sealed it. We were free. Walking out, hand in hand for the first time publicly, far from the building, relief washed over. The secret was out, but on our terms. No firings, just a clean break. Post-resignation reality hit. No steady paycheck building from scratch. We set up a home office, brainstorming services, consulting for small businesses, leveraging our corporate experience. Early days were lean. Cold emails, free trials to build clientele. Challenges arose, balancing work and relationship now intertwined. Arguments over strategies, but communication improved. No more secrets. We attended networking events as a couple, owning our story, minus drama. Business grew slowly, first client from old contacts, then referrals. Within months, revenue stabilized. Freedom was intoxicating, setting our hours, choosing projects. Reflecting, the ordeal strengthened us. What started forbidden blossomed into partnership. No regrets. The company was a chapter closed. Today, thriving, we look back amused. Lesson: love finds a way, but honesty trumps secrecy. If you're in similar binds, weigh risks. Sometimes leaping pays off. Thanks for reading this saga. What do you think? Ever hidden a workplace romance? Drop comments below.